Hello, I'm Dr. Brian Gibson. Welcome back to the Be Unhackable Book Club. Today, as we're looking at the Unhackable book, we're actually on day 9. And on day 9, we're going to actually talk about posture and how to strengthen your posture. And this is a very important process, because what's going to happen with your boon is you're going to have times where people are fighting against you, where people are not supporting you, or they're telling you that it can't be done. And the question is, how are you going to respond? So let's start with Carrie, and then I'd like to talk to you a little bit more.
We'll wait for this to get started here. Fantastic. Awesome. Hey, listen, we are in day 9 of the Unhackable book series. So day 9, folks, this is one of my absolute favorite days. It's called Strengthen Your Posture. The reason why I'm so passionate about this, here's what you're going to learn today. You're going to learn the definition and the true meaning of the word enthusiasm. Why it is a massive secret to being successful. So let me just ask you, do you know what the word enthusiasm means? Most people don't. They just think it means excited, fired up. Here's the crazy part of this word. You ready for this? Entheos. Theos, if you know, is the word God. Theology comes from theos, meaning the study of God. But enthusiasm means God within, or possessed by a God. Possessed by God. Isn't that amazing? So when you're enthusiastic, that means you are visibly possessed by God. That's pretty slick. What's up, Lisa? What's up, Carolyn? Great to see you. So here's my point. Why is this part of becoming unhackable? It has everything to do with Unhackable. There's a band in Columbus, Ohio, where I live, called 21 Pilots. Give a shout out if you like 21 Pilots. If you don't know, don't worry about it. But a lot of people know about 21 Pilots, and here's the cool thing. 21 Pilots, a lot of times people say, oh my gosh, how did they get so successful? This is amazing. They've won a Grammy. How is this possible? I mean, they have millions and millions of people that watch their videos. Here's the crazy thing. If you go to YouTube and type in 21 Pilots Ode to Sleep, and you look for the official video, you ready for this? Their first concert outside of their own hometown had 12 people. Now think about that for a moment. 12 people at a concert. Imagine that you go travel to another city because you're going to do a concert and 12 people show up. The music video is hilarious because it's like a bunch of people standing around. It's pitiful, but it's not. And here's why. You know why? Because Tyler and Josh are massively enthusiastic with 12 people there. In other words, they're just as fired up in front of 12 people as they were in front of 1,200, 12,000, and when they won the Grammys, it was more than, I believe, 20 million. Here's the secret to become unhackable. You strengthen your posture. This means that you celebrate the fact that you're small, because you're not. The smallness merely is an outsider's opinion. What really size comes from is it comes from inside. Folks, I've had book signings where no one showed. Did you hear that? 2 of them. Nobody showed at my book launches. 2 of them. I've had events where we had to bring in extra trees, extra foliage to hide the fact that there was less people. So not actually to hide. Nobody was fooled. So the room didn't look sparse. Listen, folks, I want to encourage you today, because the reason, here, check this out. There's a part in the book, I got to read this. This is one of my favorite parts here. Got to read this here. Hang on. You ready for this? Unhackable. Unhackablebook.com. It's the free 30-day book club. You ready for this quote? Check this out, folks. Enthusiasm isn't a result of being on a bigger stage. Enthusiasm is what gets you on the bigger stage. Enthusiasm is the cause, not the effect. It's the root, not the result. My friend, I'll tell you what, if you can sink your teeth into that one, that will blow your mind. Let me say it again. Enthusiasm isn't a result of being on a bigger stage. Enthusiasm is what gets you on the bigger stage. Enthusiasm is the cause, not the effect. It's the root, not the result. If you can't get fired up in your life right now with, quote, what little things you have going on, nothing's going to psych you up. Nothing's going to fire you up. It doesn't matter how big it is. My point is this, folks. Life is a gift. If you're speaking in front of I'm speaking in front of 10 people right now. Am I fired up? Absolutely. Have I spoken in front of 1,000, which would be 1,000? Absolutely. Am I still as excited? 100%. Have I spoken in front of 10,000 before? Yes. Listen, if I can't get fired up in my car about you, look at these people. Carolyn, Lisa, Chrissy, Elise. Go ahead, type in who you are. I love these people. Every single person right here I see. You're awesome. You're created by God, and you need. I had today someone jump on a live stream. One person. Did I help Shelly? Absolutely. Folks, if you start categorizing people and start saying, well, this person's really important, so I'm going to bring my A game, and this person's not, so I'm not going to. That's the problem. It's not the size of your platform, right? It's not the size of your platform. It's the size of your passion. Somebody tweet that out. That's awesome. It's not the size of your platform. It's the size of your passion. So, folks, I believe in you. I care about you. I want you to be a soul on fire. And we will be in touch tomorrow, day 10. People are a little bit nervous because they're walking around thinking, what's this guy being all pumped up in his vehicle for? Doesn't matter. All right, Carolyn's excited. Lisa's encouraged. Be a soul on fire, folks. And oh, check this out. I got a big win to share with you. You ready for this? Just today, I got an email that says, will you be on the Orlando Magic Coaches radio show? Did you hear that? Will you be on the Orlando Magic Coaches radio show to talk about Unhackable? Heck yeah. Am I excited about that? Yes. Am I excited about right now? Yes. Which one am I more excited? Both. That's the point, folks. That's the point of becoming unhackable. Stop looking at the crowd. Stop looking at the reviews. Stop looking at the eyeballs, the eardrums, and realize, you know what? If God's given you a message, if God's given you a passion, listen. That's your audience, okay? Take care, everybody. We'll see you.
Perfect. So if you listen to that, he was talked a lot about enthusiasm. But I want to talk about one other part of this principle as well, where you're strengthening your posture. You're basically putting yourself out there and saying, okay, I'm going to move forward 100%, even through the failures, even through the losses, even through the things that seem to be hard, even through when people are telling me it can't be done. So one of the people I studied quite a bit was Thomas Edison, and he invented the light bulb. And one of the times when he talked about that, he says, I haven't failed 10,000 times. I've found 10,000 ways that won't work. In fact, he was interviewed one time by a reporter who said, how did it feel to fail 1,000 times? And he smiled, the reporter, and said, I didn't fail 1,000 times. The light bulb was an invention that took 1,000 steps. So each one of those failures, each one of those times was a step forward, was one of the processes that he was going through to say, I'm going to make sure that I get to where I want to go. But he's He's trusted his posture. He's trusted where he was at. He trusted his boon and where it was going. And he decided he was going to get there no matter what. So I've got a couple questions for you that I want you just to think about. What if no one supports you or your boon? How will you feel? And more importantly, how will you respond? So if someone tells you you can't do what you're going to do, are you going to listen to them, or how are you going to respond? What are 3 practical ways you can strengthen your posture? What are 3 things that you could do? And that's the assignment I'd like to give you. Figure out 2 or 3 things that you could do today to make sure when those hard times come, when you run into a wall and you need to figure out how to get around it or over it, or when you have people telling you that it's just not going to happen, how can you make sure that none of those affect you? How can you make sure that you can take that next step into the dark, even though you don't know where you're going completely, just know where you're headed, where you want to get to? So 2 or 3 things that you could physically do to strengthen your position, strengthen your posture towards your boon. So Thomas Edison realized when he failed, he says, well, that's one more way it doesn't work. But because of that, I now know one of the things I can just adjust from that and know that maybe there is a way that it does work. And so he took many, many, many tries to get where he wanted to go, but he still got there. And that's the secret, is he got there because he kept trying. This is Dr. Brant Gibson, and this is the Be Unhackable Book Club, day number 9. I invite you to join us again tomorrow for day number 10. If you would like to get your own copy of the Be Unhackable book, I've purchased it for you. All you got to do is go to the Be Unhackable Book Club and purchase the book, and we will get it into your hands. Again, if you go to unhackablechoices.com, www.unhackablechoices.com, you will be directed to the book club where you can actually learn how to get your Unhackable book for free. This is a bestseller. It has made over $1 million. You do want this book in your hand, and I'm going to give it to you for free. All you have to pay for is shipping. This is Dr. Brant Gibson. Have a great night.